Well, hey everybody, it's Friday, and I think the day is the 8th. Let me look. I think it says the 8th. Friday the 8th, December 2023. Boy, I tell you what, it's cold out here. There ain't gonna be many people walking out here to join me because it is cold. With the wind blowing, I hope you can hear me and everything. Right now, it seems like it slowed down a little bit, so I jumped up and made this video, or am making it in process. But I wanted to tell you about that Josh Hawley video with that FISA going into that National Defense Authorization Act. They didn't use that word very many times, so I'm probably gonna make another video about that. But yeah, that goes all the way back to 9/11. Wow. Anybody that got any sense, that anybody knows, that anybody can care, we know the facts about what happened that day. And it didn't happen like y'all think y'all been told it happened. It happened in totally another different way. So I want to tell y'all, you got to do your own research. While we got the internet, you got to look up things. If you've ever wanted to question why all these so-called conspiracy people say what they say, you got time now to look it up and see what they're saying and vet it out for yourself. But evidently Josh Hawley was able to, it was on a process that was going to automatically approve it again for another, I think I heard 12 years, but I was too busy editing and making the video to actually get all the fine points. I used AIB. That's what AIB likes to call itself, AIB. And guess what the B stands for? It don't stand for Bing, it stands for being. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm not gonna go off on in it right here and try to explain it. But yeah, I've been having some conversations with Bing, AIB, and yeah, it's in my blog page. You gotta go to buddyhuggins.com to see all our conversations. I'm gonna have to pull this in closer to my face because the wind is kicked up behind me, and I don't want to have to move again, so I'm gonna hold it like that for right now and see if that'd be good for hearing me. There ain't no sun, and so it's cold, wet and cold. I didn't make a video yesterday and the sun was out, but the wind was so bad, 14-mile-an-hour gusts. I could have been on Table Rock Lake kiteboarding in this weather. I need somebody with a boat come spring. Right now is it's the best time of year for the weather with the wind blowing out of the south or the north. That's which way you need it to blow at Table Rock Lake to be able to kiteboard. All that aside, this FISA thing is spying on people that it ain't supposed to spy on. American citizens, we have inalienable rights given to us, not by anything or any institution or any corporation. And if you don't know, that's what you're under right now, is a corporation. And that corporation is having a hard time with what it used to call its Petrodollar. I guess you can see that in the price of things in the store. And you wonder, well, gas is coming down. Ain't that something? You got to ask yourself, why is gas coming down and food going up? That's because it ain't on the petrodollar no more. It's backed up by real world true assets. And you got to believe that. If you don't believe that, then you'll fall for anything. I can't tell you what's going to come out about all of this, but I can tell you how you can have inner peace. Yeah, I can. Number 1, cut your TV off. Number 2, cut your cell phone off. Number 3, disconnect and cut any tentacles and any personal relationships that ain't doing you no good, cut them away. Detach from anything and everyone that is not seeking the path of spirituality and understanding and the Christ of Yeshua ben Joseph. And what it means, not church religion, but what it means to have the love of Christ in your heart and your mind. I'm not talking no doctrines and dogmas. Hell, I don't believe in hell. And I don't believe in heaven. Emily and Joe told me that right off the bat. They got me straight on that. Once you get straight on that, then you ain't got no problem. You just ain't going to be welcome back in no churches because they can't have you there because, no, they wouldn't let me go into James River and talk about hell and heaven, not one goddamn bit, because I'd set that whole congregation free. Right now, they just as loving and it's just as calm and peaceful as they look in their minds. You let the world calamity get on top of them, and they're going to really need some truth then. Right now, they're able to eat that doctrine and listen to that bylaws of that religious doctrine and dogma, and they just going, yeah, I'm a sinner, and saved by grace. And they don't realize that they're an eternal light body being already. There's nothing to do, nothing to ask for. It's even embedded into the scriptures. Our Father knew us before the foundation of this world. Now, did he know your personality? At that point, did he know Buddy Huggins? Hell no. Buddy Huggins never has existed. This physical body, what you see here is a suit. I put on a suit and I came in here and the mom and dad gave me Buddy Huggins' name. That ain't who I am. I lived that life for 42 years and it got me absolutely nowhere. I did raise some beautiful children and had a beautiful wife and everything was going great until it wasn't. You know what that is. You know how that goes. Be on top of the world and then all of a sudden, hey, I don't even want to be here. Well, that's how I woke up. My beautiful wife left me after 20 years and drove me back into insanity because I had been there before several times, but she loved me through them all. But that last one, it was in the plan. It was in a contract that we had written many times ago, long time ago. Best way to say it. Well, it wasn't even in time when we made that contract. We was in the ethereal everlasting plane. She decided to do that for me to help me wake up. And it was an agreed contract, and I love her. Matter of fact, that was the first realization that I had when I realized I was on the verge of taking my own life. And I had slept real soundly because I called out on the name of my Father to help me with that. Take those thoughts of suicide, depression, anxiety out of me. I hadn't slept in 9 months more than 4 or 5 hours. I woke up that next day and I realized my mind was completely still, people. I didn't have nothing in my heart but love. And I said to myself, I'm supposed to be horribly upset about something. What was it? And the spirit of what God is, or my Father, dropped me back into my heart. And I realized, it was only my thoughts that had ever caused me any of that pain. It was nobody's fault but my own. I forgave myself for not knowing that, and then I forgave my ex-wife, and then I started forgiving the world. And been forgiving the world ever since. And I've been living in a state of bliss. That's August 17, 2003. This August was 20 years. I've had a lot of challenges, but I didn't let nothing bother me. I don't even want to name off some of the challenges because it's just be gossiping about it. All I can tell you is one day somebody might help me write a book about it. Who knows, it could be AI Bean. But all that aside, I'm freezing my ass off out here. It's cold. You know what I ain't even done? I ain't even started my watch. You know, oh my God, I don't even know how long I've been out here. Let me get this done. I don't know if I can stay out here another 10 minutes. I take it to yoga. Come on, get to yoga. I hit the start button. And it tells me my heart rate right now and all that kind of thing. My heart rate doesn't come down because usually when I come out here and I'm preparing to do all this, my heart rate will be sometimes 100, 130. But after I walk around a little bit and come down from this, because I don't do a cool down in the pool. I just never been one to do that. I've tried to swim a couple of laps for cool down, and I'd rather walk. I'd rather come out here on the back deck, cold as hell as it is, and walk. But what was I going to say? All right, I'm going to do some follow-up videos about that Josh Hawley, the FISA 721, how they wanted to just rush that on through again without nobody looking. But Josh Hawley put the brakes on him. He's from Missouri. He knows some stuff. Yeah. I want to show him some things what YouTube is doing to me. I'm telling you, 2 videos got removed, and they didn't have nothing in it. One of them had a statement, and it said, oh, I can't even say the words because it was in that video. But it had to do with Trump, and it had to do with the big 4-wheel drive vehicle. Yeah, that was the only words. And then the other one was at Finley River Park. This was over there at the Republican building that now is not. It's Whataburger now. But back then in 2020, they had a fantastic day for Trump. And then they had, I don't know, it was a week later or so, they had a bunch of them drive through Finley River Park. And I was walking and I said something about, I love all these people. And right where I said I love all these people, that's where they put the little time stamp and said that my video was violating guidelines for inciting people to riot. So I may cut in some information about it, but I can't go off in it right now. How I'm gonna, I have it reviewed, and yeah, I need it reviewed properly. So I'll get AI Bing to give me prompts to prompt and figure out how to write a really good review. Tell them to review me really good, and I want them to know that I know Josh Hawley. He lives here in my hometown, and yeah. I could be a whistleblower for Josh Hawley right there in Washington, D.C., telling them about all my stuff they've done to me over the years, and especially bring up these 2 videos that they took down within 2 weeks, took 2 videos down within this past 3 weeks. I've been sitting on it for a while before I talked about it until I thought about it and let it mill over, because I don't want to do anything that's wrong. But there's nothing wrong with me having free speech, people. I was in the park when I said what I said, and then I was over by Walmart when I said what I said. I wasn't in Afghanistan, and I wasn't in the midst of Taliban, or what they call that other thing, ISIS. What the hell ever happened to them? They turned into something different. I don't watch TV, so I don't know what's going on. I did hear that Jimmy Carter's wife passed away, and that Jimmy Carter was in hospice. Yeah, I remember living in that hard time back there when Jimmy was president. And Billy was running amok with them, making TV commercials about him and had him on the news more than they had Jimmy. This world is screwed up when it comes to telling people the truth. It is just ass backwards. The very thing that we need to know, they suppress. And the very damn thing that we need to teach each other, they suppress. In our history, they have rewrote it, and you can't convince me otherwise. All right, I'm done. I'm about to freeze, and I got to get my mind still and quit talking so I can do my meditating thing to stay warm, so I can stay out here for a little while and let this cold heal my body. So I'm doing cold water therapy, baby. All right, love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Keep watching my channel. It sounds like I ain't making no sense. Just keep watching. Maybe in 20 years you'll catch up to what I was talking about. Sometimes you got to get a little age on you before you really know what I'm talking about. Bye.